Hello, 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 hello. Oh, Lorraine is ready there. Um, it's brilliant to be here once again. Um, if you can let me know if you can hear me. Over the weekend we were teaching, and there were some issues with the microphone. So if there are still those issues, we'll go back to the original system. But hopefully you can hear me. Because uh, it's quite cold here. Lorraine, the other Lorraine Sanders, is joining us as well. Yeah, it's not very wet. It's starting to look like it's gonna freeze now. It was. I haven't been out. I need to go out after work. So we'll see. You can hear me? Is it a sound okay? Yeah, it's all clear. Fantastic. Let me know at any point if the sound isn't, because I'm using again the microphone, and the problem is that over the weekend I was teaching with Leonie and the gang, and they use a different streaming service, so I think that was where the problem had been. Lisa's joining us as well, and by the way, probably at some point some of my, well, one or the both of my cats will make an appearance because they are very needy today for some reason. Maybe because it's very, very cold outside. Right, so today I was thinking of, oh look, Deanna is joining us. I'm sorry, I'm sure I mispronounced your name, but Arizona, so it is cold even there. And Karen's joining us, bright and sunny in excess. Lorraine says, so it's, well, it's November. It's, the later half of November. So it's kind of, now is the time to get cold. It's just that I still don't like it. Well, I like the cold. I don't like the darkness. That's the issue, isn't it? Um, I used to, autumn and winter used to be my favorite seasons back in Spain. Now in the UK, it's definitely spring, summer, and I don't mind winter so much. It's autumn that I just, the darkness when it's the days being so short. That's just not for me. Not for me. November is a really, every year. Whenever November is done, then I'm happy. Um, Right, all that chat. West Sussex is cold as well. Kathy says that. Tell us. Well, I'm gonna start this little this Facebook Live, saying a few things. First of all, it's kind of this in between season, like, right. So we should have more or less done our Christmas cards and that sort of thing. I haven't. I always do last minute. But anyway, the organized person. So we started thinking of Christmas, and now is the time to maybe make little Christmas decorations. Hence, what I thought about making some life with you, which is going to be using with the kind of tag on the record from Paula Creates, because I thought that was the original idea, to make Christmas decorations. And then I kind of thought, well, we can revisit quickly as well the advent calendar, because I finished, and I don't know if you watch Hobbycraft TV, but last Tuesday, a week ago, hence why I couldn't do the live, I demonstrated how you could make all this. Now, except for construction, for joining the boxes, the bigger boxes, these two, and the magnets and the decoration, everything else can be made without any glue, and I think that is pretty awesome. And the reason why the can maybe make with any glue sounds like a gimmick, but it's not, because the reason that you can make it with any glue is that it's much faster than it would be traditionally, and it's much quicker to die cut, so everything is much more efficient. And then of course you can always add glue as well to enhance it and enhance the durability. So I'm going to explain a few things about it later on, but as I mentioned, I wanted to do some better press plates from Lisa, the ones from last year, the Christmas ones. And if I have time and the technology plays with me, I will do them. I cannot promise them just because today has been a mare in terms of everything has gone wrong in terms of technology. So I do apologize if that doesn't happen, but that's the plan to do that. So I'm going to put them aside. And of course, tell me, so you put, if I don't halfway through say, oh, where did I put the plates, do tell me. They're in front of you. Right, so let me put the glimmer system as well away, so later on we can bring it in. But you know, like as I said, I wanted to go through the Advent station first. So how it works is 4 filing boxes from Paula Creates, so that's the one. So you die cut them. It's within A4, and then you die cut. If you have got the sleeve die set, which is, to my opinion, is the key of component, but however, you could do something similar without it. But you know, you die cut 24 of them, and then you fit them in 3 like that. And I'm going to show it to you. You can see how the actual sleeves there. So 3 horizontal, 3 vertical, and then of course that creates the sleeve for the little drawer there. And then finally we have got the book, the little book, which I think, which one did I do? There's one that I have done, this one, that you can see with the pages as well. And then I have put some prompts in there. So if you would be interested into learning exactly how to do it, in terms of how much card you need, or exactly the die sets that I have used, I did a download, which is I think about 12 pages. And it's like the instructions, what exactly you need. And there's like pictures like this, so you can see a bit more what I done. And then you have got these downloads that are, you can then cut them. I was going to put them as you could die cut them. These ones are more like you can trim them down because it's a bit faster when they are square shapes. It's just a bit better for it. So you can do like a December daily or Advent diary, as I used to call them. You have also in the downloads like the whole calendar to 25, and for both the book and the drawer. Sorry, there's too much. And then they are like 12 movies, so 12 Christmas movies, and so on and so forth. So this, of course, you can download it on the website. It's only $1.99, but I did, like, it was one of those things that I started doing it for my own. So I did it on my time off, basically, like crafting for pleasures, to crafting, because for me, crafting for Christmas is one of the key things that I do. So I thought I'll do that for myself and for Daniele, and kind of to have every year, so we can fill it with chocolates and we can have our memories. And then I thought on the plane when we were on a holiday, I said, well, what about writing the instructions so everybody can download them and do sprouts? So that way it's a little thing that you can use them in different ways. So I just wanted to show you this because this has been one of my favorite projects in the recent times that I have done. I'm just trying to put, I'm not joking, a coffee out of sight. Because it was one of those ones that, hey, Jane Robinson is joining us as well. It's great to have your company, Jane. Jane is an amazing crafter, and she often helps out to create beautiful samples. But what I wanted to create was tag on the record. So this is going to be a bit of Christmassy. Right. So Carol has got the right. Yeah. We have got the link onto what where you can find the Advent station. Like as I said, it's just all the instructions, exactly how many sheets you need. And even I say, for instance, a teal card. So well, you can substitute. So for instance, if you want to go more traditional, right? So instead of teal, you could use red, and instead of and light teal, you could use green, and that would look really, really nice as well. So those ones are all options of it. Is my sound still okay? I hope it is. See, I have got a little drawer. I don't know if you can see it here, and that's what I am. I have got my mouse there because it's such a small space. This one. Oh, I need to. Somebody wants to say hello. Okay, right. So this one wants to say hello. That's Fuji. Kabuki, do you want to come over? No, Kabuki is a little more, but they are both in the studio, so I do apologize. They are kind of coming in and right. So this this collection, or this kind of die set, this one is the sleeve die set. So I always keep them together because I use them often together. Oh, Lorraine is such a good idea. I'm going to show Lorraine's idea. So she has got the tag on the record on her desk right now, making a 30th birthday card complete with QR playlist for my son. We'll share after the big day. Isn't that amazing? That is such a good idea. Yeah, my cats are just they're one of the loves of my life. They are just the most adorable things. And whenever I talk, they like to be nearby. So when I do the Facebook lives, they kind of tend to come away. Right, let's focus, Paula. Let's focus. Now, if you are new to Paula Creates, Paula Creates is my designs for Lisa Horton Crafts. And I have to say a massive thank you to Lisa for her trust, absolute trust in me, because she let me do whatever I wanted. And this is one of the more sentimental die sets, because what it does, it creates a little sleeve for the you know, like kind of like mini records that you can create, but also it's a really useful thing. I'm not going to show everything because I might see there, but you can see here how I have with the filing box, I have got tags of all the colors that we do, for instance, of inks. So it really does help me to see color combinations and things like that. So it really does work. And of course, I'm using the dividers, which again, they're part of this die set. So it's a really good, there's so much to it. It's not just the record things. It just works in so many ways that it really makes it so much better. Right. So let's start with the decorative elements as well that cuts into the card, allows us to create, like, you know, that Christmas, it's not really Christmas, but love, peace, and joy, and music can change the world as well. You know what I have done? I just realized now. I prepared it yesterday, a pile of cards, and then I put it away. Does it ever happen to you? Ever? Oh my goodness. That's so I mean, it's so fun, isn't it? Oh, by the way, if you see that QR code, right, Lisa, who is watching, so good. Sorry, I just has put the download for the Advent station. It's there, but now it's tag on the record. So you have got both. If you want to go for tag on the record, click on now. Thank you, Lisa. That's just so helpful. See, the other days I had prepared the QR codes, but today I didn't. And today is the day that, of course, Lisa is watching. So that is very handy. Right, let's start making a little project. So I'm going to bring in my trusty Platinum 6 from Lisa Horton. And what I love about it is the fact that it just takes so little space, right? It's not a big machine. You can just put it here, and it's just such a good practical machine. Now, I have to say, I mistreat my plates now, and here you can see that I have die cut all that in one side, so hence it has bowed a little bit. If you turn them over all the time, then that wouldn't happen. I don't know what I did there. Oh yes, I know what I did there. That was when I was teaching over the weekend, and this, of course, what happened was, like, sometimes when I teach or do Facebook lives, I think like I talk very fast without really being considerate for my plates, wood plates. So make sure that you kind of go in here and there. Look, Jane says, is the best die cutting machine. You know what? I have to say, Jane, and Jane is a friend of mine, but she's not saying that because like she has tried a lot of die cutting machines. So that's a really, really lovely thing to say about it, because it's like, because it really shows, you know, like it's a recommendation from a crafter. Right, so what I was thinking of, wouldn't it be nice to create Christmas decorations in a way that, well, I don't know about you, but I have got a lot of leftovers, things like this, like inky backgrounds. This was one of the stencils from Lisa, the stars one. I think it's one of the original. And I was cleaning up the stencil, and I kind of really like that. So I think this is going to be one of my options here. Now, my little records. For this project, I kind of recommend that you use card, because you are going to use this to hang things up. So you could die cut it out of card and then cut the squares, because remember, you have got two of the layering kind of a square, so you could die cut it if you, for instance, have, and this happens to me very often. So for instance, say here I have one of these gorgeous embossing folders from Lisa with the Christmas. So I use interference because I wanted just the kind of metallic here. So as you can see, this wouldn't fit. So you could still die cut this bit if you wanted to, and then place it over top. So we are going to do all the options here, and so we can see exactly what we are going to do. So now I'm going to place my piece of card. I put some low tack tape because I feel more, I tend to use a lot of low tack tape because I tend to have made my mind up of where I want the die to be. Let me run it through. Sorry about the wobbly bit. Is this that, you know, everything is very tight. I had a lovely friend visiting yesterday. This friend was like, how can you work? No, she didn't say that, but she was kind of, it's all very organized, but just there's a lot of stuff. Right, you can see here that this was printed. So let me see. When I was cleaning up this stencil, of course, I used something that was misprinted or had changed. So therefore, there is something on the back of it. You can recognize it's a color chart from the Lisa Horton Cloud9 ink pad, but it doesn't matter because that's going to be completely hidden away. This is what it goes like this. And you're thinking, right, but that's showing, right? That little, can you see there? That print in the back is showing. So all I need to do really is take one of the dies included on tack on the record. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it like this, so it's kind of obvious that you are getting these dies. And then I'm going to take that one. This one is the reinforcer. That one is to go in the center of the record. So let me see here now what sort of colors you can go for contrast. So I'm thinking contrast. So I'm going in. Oh, I'll show it to you. So I have got here this pile of papers, the creative kit, and this is right beside me at all times, and I find it really cool because, for instance, this one was a leftover from a previous project, so therefore I have got just the right colors to create the reinforcer, because they are from a previous project that probably was where I was using to clean up the stencil for this. So see, basically I keep everything. Now I could also use the leftovers from here. And by the way, when I say cleaning up stencils, you know, when you stencil through it and then there is ink left in the stencil, spritz some water, put it in there as well. Oh, you like the die soda? Well, basically I just use magnetic sheets, and then I use the A4 trays. Now, I don't do that for all my dies. I do that for the dies that I'm currently using the most. So my latest collection, the latest dies from Lisa and things like that. Usually once I'm kind of, it's a year old or something like that, I put them back on the packaging, and then I put it back into a kind of a box so I can flick through them easily. So that's my thought process. I was just responding to Erin, who was saying about the die storage. So I just wanted to make sure that I explain it how it is. Oh, Tina's joining us. Great to have your company. Now I'm going to check whether I want some more contrast, like stronger colors, or whether lighter colors. I think I'm going to go with lighter colors first. So again, this is how I do things. I like Facebook Lives because it allows me to show a little bit more of the thought process of how I craft. Sometimes I think when I do videos when we do the Hobbycraft TV shows, I tend to have everything pre-cut and pre-thought, and because I know that, because if they're shorter shows, not at all, and also I don't want it to make boring and make it not boring, but you know what I mean. It's like you want to make sure that people have got lots of ideas in one go. So sometimes I don't explain as much, or I don't have time to elaborate as much into the thought process and how to fix things and things like that. Hi, Pat. It's so lovely to see you here. Of course, Pat was one of the lovely ladies who came to the retreat as it was guest. Well, not a lady, but maybe it's a lady, I don't know. Replying, it's definitely heating time out, isn't it? It's heating at the max. So can you see how I've given you 2 in a row as well? Because I find it that if you do 2, then you have got 2 options, especially spat and paper, but also immediately you can glue them, and you have got a super strong little hook for baker's twine or something like that. So in order to, if we wanted to, if we were ready, we put some glue here and here, and then we just press down, we put this, there we go. However, I wanted to do the foiling with the plates from Lisa from last year. So I'm grabbing here, I'm gonna put this aside because limited space and all that. So, and I will put the die cutting machine on the side as well, so if I have to run it through, it's a little bit easier. I'm gonna just put that so you can see it. So basically here I have got now this station with the machine, and then I have the glimmer on the table, so we can have the perfect way of doing this. Right, so I'm gonna switch it on. And gotta make sure that I read all the comments. 1 degree in Aberdeen this morning. Wow. It's so nice to hear, that you are joining us from all parts of the country. And by the way, if you're wondering, this storage, yes, it's the sleeves by Paula creates for Lisa Horton with the thrifty drawers, as well as the filing box to give it more rigidity at the top. So just wanted to show you because I'm very proud that is something that you can do very inexpensively as well. So make sure that you check all the Paula creates as well. Right, so what I'm going to be doing now is adding some foiling because I'd really love that. So I'm going to take the Better Press plates, and these ones are from, you can see it, from Lisa, of course. What I just wanted to do is add a little bit of Christmassy effect. So what I would wanted to put is a little bit of gold here, but I think also the do not open till the 25th looks really nice there. Oh, I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna do a little bit of gold foiling here. So first of all, I turn the machine on, I put the timer on. I'm gonna put, see, this is what I said. It's like because I have had such a such a problematic morning with a lot of things that have gone wrong. Like for instance, I did put some foil, and now I have no idea where. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Found it. Just a plain old gold, but it's such a nice to have a gold. That's one of my favorites. Okay, well, we'll wait until it heats up. But then let me talk to you as well about other things that we can do in the meantime. While this is kind of getting ready, I'm going to show you how to create the perfect record. Now, it works with any black card. However, the black card from the each set, I find it is the best one. I mean, I just adore it. Now, I want to make a matching center. And again, I have given you in the die 2 of them. So you have got the front and the back in one go. Whenever it's one of those things that there is space in the die set to do so, I will try to give you 2 so you can do the minimum amount of passes through the die cutting machine. So I'm just going to put it like this so you can see that I'm just feeding through. I put my hair out because it's like, and then run it through. Well, there is not so much movement in the camera because that's a separate little trolley. What we would do without. Okay. And then now it's time to put this. Can you see how nice is with those grooves there? So it kind of creates that sort of sound. Obviously they are not proper because these ones are concentric, and so they are parallel to each other. With a traditional record, it would be like, they go into a swirl kind of thing, because otherwise that would be not continuous. So what we do here, we use a little bit of glue for the top and that one, right? So all you do is a little bit of glue, not in the whole, glue on the whole, that wouldn't be very helpful. Now I tend to spread it with the back of my hand, but it's like that. Now right now, if you check that QR code is the Better Press link. So basically, if you want this Better Press plate, is there. It's really nice because it has got so many elements. So you can pick and choose. You could make all of them slightly different. I really want to do this one as well, so I might put it out because I'm gonna try to do right. So the platform is ready. I'm gonna put the timer. I think that it was like see, I do it wrongly. The Better Press, I do it wrongly, but it works for me, or it has worked for me. So say sheepishly, because when you say, oh, that works for me, and then it's like, no, it doesn't work. But see how nice it looks. Even on the bag, you can see a little bit of the grooves. Let me see. You can see there perfectly. And then you can see the actual grooves there. So these then can fit perfectly like so. Now this can be a card for any time of the year. You can use this. Right, so I'm gonna cut now the piece of foil, and I do everything by eye. Oh, I had one of those things, a better cutter than this. I don't know where I put it. See, I have got method in my madness, but my madness is big time. Now the timer is on, so I think then place it like this, place that bit. I could have done that while it was, and right. So what I tend to do now, as you should, is place that. So that was in the bottom corner. See, I'd done this wrong because I should have done this later, at a later pro. Don't touch it. It's hot, Paula. It's hot. And then place it like this, more or less right. And then place the other one Oh, that one is nice. I'm gonna do it this way though, and place it a bit there. Yeah, that's about right. I do everything by eye, which I don't necessarily recommend because it's not necessarily the right way. Place it in, and then I'm just gonna put it. I should have run it through the die cutting machine quicker, but now it may have missed a shim, but I think no, it has done it. Ooh, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Right, I have done it very, very quickly. So I haven't done it as I probably would, which would have been putting it at a perfect angle, but I kind of like this. Look at this. This is just love that. But I kind of like the way that it kind of goes in here. Now, this one's going to be very, very nice. I can see it. Look at this. Now, the reason I have done this one is to show you a couple of things. So what I would do here is take my scissors in and then kind of come in, and I go in like so. So this one doesn't have a matching die, but you don't need to, because I'm using it like a little kind of edge like so, right? And then this one can go as well for the corner there. So there is a lot of possibilities. However, let me put that back in here. Here, what I'm thinking of is taking my Frida cherry, right? Never bring the how you call it, the water brush to the ink pad. It's not good for the ink pad, but you can always bring an acrylic block, bring in some with a water brush, and then just kind of come in and colorize those little berries there. Now the foil it will act like a resist, so that kind of creates that gorgeous more contrast in there. There is a little bit of here, so I'm just gonna go that like so. That is good. So you can see it there. And now what I'm going to do as well, I'm just showing you ideas how I'm crafting. And then I'm going to go in with Hopper Emerald, which is that green. I did clean a bit the brush and with the back of my, with the back of my hand. But that's all it does, is darkening a bit more those leaves there, right? If I wanted to intensify the color, I probably would go with pencils or something like this to create even more of a dark effect. That's always, you can do that as well. There we go, a little bit more. There we go. Is the sound still okay? Can everybody hear me? Now, do you ever do that when you go to coloring? You go into I'm into a mode of almost like Zen, and then I forget that the world exists. But just to show you just a bit more, it highlights a bit more the leaves. I don't know if you can see it, but definitely, especially here, that's more obvious. You can then go in maybe with a darker color or a lighter color to make more contrast. But you could just do something like this and then just place it on there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take as well, because I kind of really like these kind of leaves in here. So what I do, place that one away. With the glimmer system, you have got a magnet that you can capture, so you don't have to touch the metal if it's hot. I would recommend to use that, or have tweezers around that you will be able to do that as well. So another thing that you could do, if you have got the best, some of the washi tapes and things like that will allow you to do this. My tape, because it's more of like you know what I mean, it's more plasticky. If I use the hard plate with the plastic, sometimes it just doesn't work as well. So that's something that you just, it's better to use like a washi tape type of tape, because it won't get overheated. Oh, sorry, I have got somebody that wants to say hello, and is the other one. So sorry, that's Kabuki. It's purring. She's just very needy. They're very needy today, aren't they? Sorry, apologize. Gaz is saying that he has experience coloring coma. Love that. Right. So let me show you what I mean by using washi. Now this one is a bit of a washi. So what I would do is use the proper tools to handle this one. This is hard, a bit hard. But what I will do, right? Okay, so I can see I would like to have it at an angle so it looks purposely done. So one of the things you can do is create like a hinge. So what it does is that now I can go in with the rest of the foil, something like this, right? So this is how I would do it properly. Make sure that you put the foil wherever there is, so that will not be enough. So I'm gonna go in. I'm so precious with my foil. Gonna go there. Perfect, right? So now I know that that's holding it all together, right? So I'm gonna put it down, and I know it's gonna be in the right place, sort of. So remember, there is always ways, and you can see I'm using leftovers, literally leftovers, and the smallest pieces of foils there. Right, let's see how it goes. Space. Okay, right, the timer is on. Let me tidy. Do you do this when it's waiting for something, and then you take advantage and you tidy? I do that a bit sometimes. We have got our record there, and then the other thing that I'm going to do is get ready the Lovejoy. Now, I do that. Sometimes I'm all zen and I clean my dies straight away from my, after using them. Sometimes I'm not zen. I'm the furthest thing from being zen ever. And see, this is what I mean by everything happening today. Right, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to die cut these ones and create another one. Right, so it's ready to go. Place it over the platform. I'm going to show it so you can see that I'm here. I cut it. Did I put every? I don't know if did I miss something? Every time I do that, every time I'm like, this doesn't mean that, but it has worked. I will say, just for my peace of mind, I would have put maybe a bit of a shim, but look at that. And I like it that is in an angle, right? So that just creates that effect. Now, if I didn't want an angle, if I wanted it perfect, I would have done that hinge thing that I did there. So it's very easy. Here I would have done it like so, and then place the foil inside it, make sure that it's lined up, and then so on. But sometimes we do things like we have got leftovers, and that's what we do. We have to make do with what the mistakes we have made. And I think that's the key thing with crafting. We shouldn't be that, like that, I don't know how to say, like that conscious, oh, I cannot make mistakes. I think a little bow would be amazing. And we have got the matching dies. And I do like, oh, which one? Oh, Christmas tree. That's the one. So that one is gonna go like so, right? So again, you can use some of the foil that you already have, and you can position it. And can you see how I'm looking at the sides, wait, holding it, so that more or less is the right place. Use your washi tape. Not, don't use the plastic one because it might not work as well. And there we go. So I'm gonna place everything here. So I'm using the actual better press plates in a very slightly less careful, less thought about kind of project. Oh, I did want to have this one as well, so let's see if there is enough. Yes, there is enough here, and I think this one will look amazing with this effect. So again, just make sure that you use every tiny bit of leftovers that you have. I'm going to be using like a shim, and to use a shim, you can use just basically any piece of card that I wouldn't use necessarily foil card, but I'm going to be using maybe a couple of pieces of cards, just regular cards, placing in there just to add a little bit more thickness, so it builds up a little bit more that way, right? So apart from that, I'm gonna just place that one in here. So I will put this like so that adds a little bit more thickness, so I will be happier that way. And meanwhile that it heats up, it's now time to tidy up a bit, because I always make a mess, and I don't know about you, but I create such a big mess. And then I was like, why? I'm like creating all this mess, and I hate mess. Absolutely hate mess. And then at the same time, I'm not very good at not having a mess. Oh, there is something else that I wanted to show you, didn't I, with this that we talked about at the beginning. So I'm going to place that one here. Maybe like this. And then, no, that doesn't fit in there. So I'm going to go for the larger one. Oh, seriously, Paula. Seriously. See, changing my mind all the time. And then what I wanted to do this one, it was to do it out of black cards as well. So let's have a little bit of black card. This one, it's funny because when it comes to cards, I absolutely adore using cards like this, like kind of that it was going to be like, oh, that's going to go to the bin. It's like, oh no, it's not gonna go to the bin. I'm gonna find a way to use it. So that's going to be that one. And then I'm going to die cut. That's not going to fit in there, but I'm going to die cut that out of another element. That would be quite cool. That's color combination. Let's see. So I'm ready. The tire is ready here. So just gonna put like this, the thin shim. I don't exactly know if you're supposed to put the thin shim after or before the cutting machine, either cutting plate, but that's the way I do it. Right, so here we go. Oh, that's looking good. Look at that. Look, it makes me so happy. It just makes me so happy. And that, of course, that was a background that I created with the ink. So I think that was the interference probably. Oh, the mother goose is here. Don't worry about it. Sometimes, life gets in the way. And this one, look at that. Oh, Christmas tree. This is why I think this set is a brilliant set to have because there are so many elements that then you can use. Now, also, I should mention that this foil, you can see how little I'm using every time. So I use like literally next to nothing, but I really love that. Really, really love it. Yeah, Lisa, you are right. This is a beautiful, beautiful set. Now, let me show you a few things that I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to play first the better press. Remember, we are only using two sets, the better press and the tack on the record. That's all we are using. And we are using literally leftover cards, leftover printouts, bits and pieces to make decorations, because sometimes, or Christmas cards, sometimes all we need is that smaller elements for our makes. And it's really rewarding, I think, anyway, to use leftovers, right? Because then I'm going to turn it off now, because I think I should be done now with the foiling. But you know, it's just brilliant to have those things that we can do decorations, Christmas decorations, and Christmas things very quickly, but you know, or not so quickly, but with minimum expense. So I'm gonna put this one like that because I want this sign to go more of an angle. Can you see it? More of an angle. So I'm gonna place like that. And that's an embossing folder from Lisa. Then I'm gonna place that one like so. I just want, and this is gonna be a completely different element in here. And then I gonna do that, and you are gonna see why we need that. Did you do that? Did you overload your plate with different things? I do that all the time. I am a very naughty girl loading that my die cutting machine. Now I should have secured, but I can see everything because it's a clear plate that is not over, they are not overlapping the dies, so that should be fine. Run it through, and there we go. Let me put it like this so you can see it. But yeah, oh, you have everything, so that's brilliant, Mother's. You can do it now. See how that looks so nice, because then of course I have one here that's the in gray of the tack on the record sleeves, right? So I'm just gonna fold it, and that, look at how nice that looks. And then that can go in, and that can be for a Christmas card or for the Christmas tree, because that was the original idea, right? So that's one of them. And then there we go. Now this doesn't need to be Christmas, but of course for Christmas looks really nice. Of course I use the one that doesn't have a die. Silly me, silly me. Of course I forgot that one doesn't have a background die, but not to worry, I can run it a second time. So basically this one, can you see it? There is one of the dies in here that cuts just a little, you know, kind of little detail there, and maybe me completely forgot what I designed. No, it's just that there's a couple of them that they do have the actual. So let me put that one away. Another top tip is don't put the die with it, the sticky side, because otherwise it will get attached to other things that you don't know. But look at that. That's just gonna look so pretty when we put it in here, right? So now she says I would have everything that I need for this. This needs to go second time. This we can put it away, and then quickly gonna do that so you can see it all, and then we will put everything together. See, my mind creating has been always very scatty, but now it's even more scatty, and I blame perimenopause for that. Right. All right. So don't tell me that I have already lost. Oh no, here they are. So that then we can put this. That goes with this. That's gonna go in here. And this one and that one, you're gonna see why we needed them. And then I might die cut another circle here to have a little bit more contrast. So I'm gonna take that one, just that circle here, and put maybe white card, just maybe a little bit of white card. So I tend to pre-cut things before putting them to the die cutting machine, just in case. Sometimes you put it through the die cutting machine and it doesn't mark it, but sometimes I have got dirty plates, I have got other bits of card in there. So I tend to kind of, if I remember, if I'm in the, that Zen sort of mind, then that kind of works. Oh, I like that. That suddenly pops up. Now, why did we cut those ones? Well, it so happens that I ate a little bit, but that's going to create a little bubble, so you can put or a little tag as well. So that's going to work really nicely then. So let's put those ones aside. We have got the die here. We can put this away so it's not on my table there. Right, so let's put, I tend to put the dies here. It doesn't matter if they're a little bit messy, but at least they are in a out of the way. So when I do this, because I do that a lot, it's not gonna damage in there. Mother Goose is saying, "I love your nickname." Well, it might be your deep cool name. But it says 60% of the time I spend crafting. It's looking for the things I had done a few minutes ago. I do that all the time. Now here's what's happened. I think it would benefit from having a tiny little gold frame. So what I'm going to be doing is going to be reaching out for a piece of gold. Now, I'm not sure if this is the perfect gold, but this is an offcut. So I hope that this is, so what I'm going to be doing, and you're thinking you're a little bit wasteful, is die cutting 2, and then I'm going to die cut in the other 2. Now these dies, because of the way I design dies, sometimes you cannot place them inside each other. It's just the way that, that I had to prioritize other things. But what I'm going to be doing now is placing this one in here and then the other one. Why I'm doing that the way I have done them both? The reason being is because this way I'm cutting 2, so I will have, sorry, no, that's this is the one that I need. So I have got basically 3, 4, 1. So now I'm taking the leftover and placing it like so. I think it's right, but it might have moved a bit. So that way, see, I can see immediately that's not going to be right. This is why I do 2 at the same time, because then I realized that I haven't done something proper, and I wanted the tiniest of the slithers. Oh, Hannah, now I know exactly who you are. Of course, you came to the retreat. And I think, having met you, your nickname suits you perfectly. It is such a good name. Right, so here we had that the slider. It's not perfect, but it is. But see what I mean? Now that, to me, helps it frame. The other thing I'm thinking of that would be quite cool is to do it like so, like kind of offset a bit, so it kind of relates to the angle of it. I like that. I would, yeah, that would work for me, but I'm not sure. See, this is the thing. I think that solution, and then I kind of go like, I'm not sure I would do that. Oh, this is slightly better. This one has cut a bit better. Oh, I do like it like that. I definitely gonna put it off centered. So when it closes, it's like this. It's just a little bit more, I don't know, something. And then of course, when I take the bow, it can go like that. Definitely, we are onto something here. Okay, let me put that. Sometimes that is why I do two at once, because you never know which one is going to be the more accurate. And then of course you have got these two, which you can then use for something else, right? So let's assemble this, because we are running out of time, I believe. Well, as per usual. I mean, this is so much quicker. Once that you have ideas, you have to do a few of them. You literally can do this in a batch making kind of sort of way, right? Because then you can position everything as you wanted to, like I have shown with the washi tape. Oh, this is not the one. Here it is, the one. So this one I put first, so it reinforces it, right? Now then you can use double-sided or high-tack glue. You know, I will say it again. To this day, I have used probably over 100 different wet glues. High-tack by Lisa Horton Crafts is my all-time favorite. Right? If that bother you, you know, which could be like kind of, because there is a always you can put a piece of card in here so you cannot see that. Well, I would use, obviously I wouldn't use mirror card, but I would die cut the square and then cut it in half, and that way you cannot see it. But remember, this is going to come like so you're not going to really see it. You could glue it, or you could leave it as it is, so you kind of, it's almost like an element of it can pop up. And then you could, if I have some of the tags, let me grab one of the tags. Do I have a tag that hasn't been used? Well, I'll do this one. It has been used, but this one is the eucalyptus leaf. So you could, if you wanted to, as well, because the bigger tags protrudes a little bit. So you can just put it like this, so the person knows how to pull it up. So that works really, really nice. And then we're gonna place that. I really like it. That is gonna go over. And so this and this one, these corners here and here, I don't need glue, but everywhere else I do need glue. Right, remember, because that's when, even though it's a tiny bit that protrudes, it's just not that much protrudes. Now always, if you have got a paper tissue or a piece of, you know, cloth there, that kind of works. I really, really think, I mean, we are using the tiniest amount of things here. And now of course I'm going to be using the little bow in there, right? So for that, I need a little foam pad. So I'm just going to go in. I have got a tiny bit ready here. So that might be. Just literally, this is a leftover from another project. Trim. Again, that's just. And so that one. So say you could put it like this, and now I'm gonna I do have it. It's one of the things that, again, I forgot to put. Sorry. Baker's twine. See if I have got the right sort of color, because I do have a few. But that's perfect. I like baker's twine. I just think it's just an easy way of adding some. But just put it like this, and come to Christmas, you could just knot it as well here, so they can actually hang it from the. Oh, I'm over an hour actually, but you love the color combination, so that's really, really good. I'm glad you do. And now finally, I know I'm a little bit over the time, but I just wanted to show you how you can create circular tags. Put a little bit of glue on the back of here, and then can you see it just a tiny bit? Place it there, because I wanted to show you just a little couple of Christmas decorations. This one in here. Now that could be where you write a message, right? And then again, I'm just using, I like to use the back of my hand, and I blame Jody for that. Absolutely. Never thought that I would be doing it, and oh my goodness, it's just such a good. And then that, need to make sure that it's in the right way. And then some more or less like this, right? And again, a little bit of, this one is a simple baker's twine. I do something like this. Yes, I mean, it's just like, yeah, Hannah, I like to do things off the page. I like things that then you can bring into your home. I think it's very rewarding. But you could put this now, right? And I know I'm way over, but bear with, because this now is the front of a card. So you could have something in here, then just put it, and then you can put one of the, or you could even make it. Oh, I know what I would do. I know what I would make. See, I didn't do it properly. Sorry, I'm just going, all right, cut that out. Better like this, actually. All right. So put that with foam. And then on the card, you can say, oh, put it in your tree, right? But you could do something. Like, oh, sorry, I'm going on an absolute tangent here. But hopefully you can see what I mean, right? Yes, you could do the bow on this. Absolutely, you could. That would be so cute with the bow in here. Let me show you. Sorry, I'm just going on one absolute big tangent, and I do apologize if you have to go. And don't I'm just here, I'm just playing. But I hope that one of the things that you have got from this Facebook Live is how you can mix and match from Lisa, from my Paula Creates, from anything, really, to create little, projects or big projects. So this could be send it properly, but then the recipient just takes this away and then puts this on the tree. And that's like a little bit something a bit more special. I like that. Very different from Christmas. You can then incorporate a little bit of gold, maybe that kind of starts making it a little bit more elevated. But as you can see, there is like a couple of projects, and of course this one I haven't finished, but you could see that this would look really cool. And then maybe you could put a QR code to a music. So there is a lot of things, and I hope I hope that today it has made you wanted to craft, like Lisa has said. So all in all, I wanted you to think, okay, there are so many possibilities to craft for Christmas. Let me grab once more my most precious Christmas decoration that I have done. And I think this one time and time again is going to come up. All I have done to decorate it, I don't think I explained that in the instructions, but I could update it always, is to have to put 2 magnets. But I know not everybody has got the magnets, so you don't need them. You like, this is just more for bread, but you can say it. So check the instructions out, check the tag on the record, check the better press plates, and of course I think I'll see you next Tuesday, but I have got some appointments, so I'm not sure if I'm able to move it, but I hope I will be here. But don't forget to join Lisa at 6:30 on Friday, because it's gonna be major. Always is major. There's always such either news, deals. I think it's more in the deal time, and now that it's started. So do make sure you join. Thank you so much, Carol, Jane, Lisa, Aaron, Mother Goose. I'm gonna forever. You're gonna be Mother Goose. Thank you so much, guys, as well. And see you very